you for joining us, America. Jordan is with us in San Antonio. Hey, Jordan, how are you?
Doing good, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Well, I'm in a predicament that I'm sure about 95% of the men listening would slap me for. But my wife has told me that she would like to give me a not once in a lifetime, but a few in a lifetime chance of a hunting trip. And I'm all for it, except it's very expensive, and it's kind of hard for me to spend that type of money on a 3-day vacation for hunting.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the money?
Oh yeah, we have the money. We're debt free as of last month, and we'll have baby step 3 done by the end of this month. Mm-hmm. But the hunting trip is almost $6,000. Mm-hmm. And
what is your household income?
We make just shy of $110,000.
Okay. And well, if your emergency fund is in place and you pay cash for it with your income level, I don't think that's completely out of line. It's, if you called me up and said, my wife and I want to go on a cruise after 25 years of marriage and we're going to spend $6,000, and we have our emergency fund in place and we're debt free and we make 110, we're going to pay cash for the cruise, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
And so this kind of falls in that category. Except that you're kind of feeling guilty. You're going without her kind of thing and all that. And it's...
Well, it's kind of like a daddy daycare. It's a family resort. And they just send dad away to go hunting for 3 days.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I'm very familiar with luxury deals like that. Very, very nice. And
so my wife and daughter will be with me. So
they will? They're going with you?
Yeah.
Okay, but they just won't be on the hunt itself. Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, that's up to you guys if that's how you want to do your family vacation. Another option, I guess, is this. Hunts like that have been around for years. It's not like they're going to stop doing them this year. If you wanted to do something else and then do that when you got to a different milestone in your wealth building and you'd feel better and you'd enjoy it more, then that's okay. I don't think it's out of line as long as the emergency fund is in place, you're debt-free, you're making 110, and you're paying cash for the trip.
Okay. I guess I needed to hear those words. I take to heart a lot of things you say, so your opinion means a lot to me.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But you know the story. If you were sitting there with $6,000 in credit card debt and we're choosing between that and a hunting trip, dude, you're paying off the credit card debt. We're being grown up, Right. But you've done the work. You've gotten there. You guys are obviously working together on some things. Now, I will tell you that Sharon and I have done some outrageously wonderful things over the years that fall in the same kind of category. This is called ultra luxury stuff, okay, that you're doing here. And one of the things we do is we match it against our, not dollar for dollar, but when we hit some milestones on our generosity, and we hit some milestones in our wealth building, then we'll do something like that on a personal level. And so it helps us to kind of tick along and know that we're not becoming just consumers only of things. And that's kind of what's got a little check in your spirit going here, I think. You don't want to, you kind of feel like it's too much luxury for where you are. And it's close, but you're meeting the guidelines to go do something like that if it means a lot to you. But if you would enjoy it more after you had X number of dollars saved or X number of other things done in addition to being debt-free and having the emergency fund in place, you wait a year and you hit some of those milestones and then go. And if you would enjoy it more then do it the way you would enjoy it the most. We found that we enjoy luxury, ultra-luxury things more when we correlate them with milestones, is what I'm saying. To where they're smaller and smaller and smaller percentages of our life, the money that we spend on something like that. We just got back we did a trip between Christmas and New Year's to Jamaica, and we did some I did some night dives with my son, and one of my daughters did a discovery scuba for the first time she's been down. She's the only family member not certified. We did several dives. We did some deep sea fishing. We did some really nice stuff while we were there, custom, private, everything, that kind of stuff. And we dropped some coin on that, but it was a very small percentage of our overall world. and therefore we don't sit and kind of wring our hands and go, oh, are we going to hell because we spent money on this? Is there a child starving somewhere in the world because we spent money on this? No, not at all. Not based on our other generosity and not based on our other investing. And, we were not anywhere near irresponsible. And so it's easier to enjoy it is all I'm saying. And so you can decide whether that's this year, next year, or the next year that this fits in. I can assure you that hunt is in your future. It's just a matter of which year it is. And that you want to do it and you'll enjoy it the most. It's a good discussion, though, Jordan. Thank you for calling in. See, that's a good reminder for some of you, because some of you have gotten the idea somehow that money is evil. Money is not evil. The Bible does not say that that money is the root of all evil. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. And it's good to have a little bit of the heart struggle like Jordan is having, or like I've had, or some of you have had a time or two, where you're going, gosh, I feel like I'm doing something like a little too nice for me. That's a good struggle, because if you don't have that, you're just a hedonist. I mean, you're just out searching for pleasure and using up money to do it, and then you'll go deeply in debt, go bankrupt and everything else, and you look like a fool running around chasing stuff to make you happy, because stuff won't make you happy. But the other part of that, the other side to that coin, is that enjoying the fruits of your labor is also biblical. It's also biblical. And so for those of you that are people of faith, now, your spending on yourself as your wealth increases should be an increasingly smaller percentage of your world. But even then, if you have a big world, the small percentage spent on you is more than you ever dreamed you would do in your life. In other words, let's pretend that you do some of the stuff we teach and you look up in a few years and you've got $5 or $10 million saved. Well, that means that your investments are creating $500,000 to $1 million a year in income. If you spend $100,000 of that on you, that is completely okay. And that could be on, quote, luxury items, unquote, that other people can't get their head around. And the former you couldn't get your head around. I mean, the way I grew up, I can't get my head around some of the things I get to do today. And some of the things I do. But I have 600 team members here that I have to feed too. And that's a lot of payroll. It's a lot of millions of dollars a year. Tens of millions of dollars a year. And so I have to stop and think about how we're doing things around here, all those kinds of things. So, this is the thing you do, is you keep your consumption at an increasingly smaller percentage of your income and your net worth. Because as your income and net worth grows, you don't want to just go bananas and it all be about you. It does not bring you happiness. It does not bring you spiritual fulfillment. But for those of you who say that you should live in a 1,000 square foot house and drive a $1,000 car when you have a $10 million net worth because somehow that's holy, what you are biblically illiterate. You don't know anything about what you're talking about. You've used your cultural toxic upbringing to impose that value system on other people. So one of the things I want to teach you guys to do is not only become wealthy and not only become outrageously generous as you're on the path to wealth and as you have wealth, but I want to teach you to enjoy it too within ratios. Low ratios that allow you to have fun as part of the fruit of your labor while you're being generous, while you're being a wise investor. So that's a really good call he made there. Really good question that he's stirring with in his heart. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.